McDonald's became one of the richest companies in history, but the men who created it didn't. They lost the company they built and almost disappeared from its story. Today, billions of dollars are made from their idea, yet their families don't own a single part of the company. This is the forgotten chapter of the McDonald's story, the one most people never hear. To understand how this happened, we have to go back to America in the 1930s. The country was entering a new era. Cars became more common, highways connected cities, and millions of people started traveling more often than before. But restaurants were not ready for this change. Traditional restaurants were slow. Customers waited too long for their meals. Kitchens became crowded, and employees struggled to keep up with growing demand. America was moving faster, but restaurants were still working the old way. Two brothers in Southern California noticed this problem. Instead of asking how to make a better hamburger, they asked a different question. What if food could be prepared almost as quickly as people could order it? That simple question would eventually transform the restaurant industry. Before creating one of the most famous companies in the world, the brothers were just searching for success. They grew up in New Hampshire and later moved to California, hoping to create a better future. Their first major business was not connected to food. They opened a movie theater and believed entertainment would become their path to success. For some time, everything seemed promising, but the business eventually failed. The brothers were forced to start again. Instead of giving up, they studied what customers wanted and looked for a new opportunity. That search brought them into the restaurant business. They opened a small roadside hamburger restaurant in Southern California. At first, it looked like many other restaurants across America. Customers came in, employees prepared food, and the business slowly grew. But success created a new challenge. The restaurant became too slow. Orders took too much time. Employees wasted movements inside the kitchen. The brothers realized that simply hiring more workers would not solve the problem. The entire system needed to be redesigned. They wanted to create a restaurant where every action had a purpose and every customer could receive food faster than ever before. The brothers started analyzing every detail of their restaurant. They looked at every movement employees made and searched for anything that wasted time. They understood that the problem was not the hamburger itself. The problem was the process behind it. To create a faster system, they used an unusual experiment. On an empty tennis court, they drew the layout of their future kitchen using chalk. They marked where the grills, counters, ingredients, and workers should be placed. Then they practiced the entire process again and again. They walked through imaginary orders, changed positions, moved equipment, and removed every unnecessary step. After many experiments, they created a completely new approach to preparing food. Every employee had one specific responsibility. The kitchen was organized so that workers could prepare meals faster and with fewer mistakes. The menu became smaller. Instead of offering many different dishes, they focused on a few popular items that could be prepared quickly. This allowed customers to receive the same quality and taste every time. The result was something people had never experienced before. Food was served in seconds instead of waiting many minutes. Lines moved faster. The restaurant became more efficient. Soon, people started traveling to Southern California just to see this unusual system. Restaurant owners watched the kitchen carefully. They studied how employees worked. They wanted to understand how such a small restaurant could serve so many customers so quickly. But among all the people who discovered their idea, one person saw a much bigger opportunity. In 1954, a traveling salesman named Ray Kroc visited the restaurant. For years, he had sold milkshake machines to restaurants across America. One order caught his attention. This small hamburger restaurant had purchased several machines at once. Most restaurants did not need that many. Ray Kroc wanted to understand why. When he arrived, he expected to see a successful local restaurant. Instead, he found a system unlike anything he had seen before. Customers moved through the line quickly. Employees worked with incredible organization. Every part of the kitchen had a purpose. To most people, it was simply an efficient restaurant. But Ray Kroc saw something much bigger. He saw a system that could be repeated in thousands of locations. The brothers saw one successful restaurant. Ray Kroc saw the possibility of a worldwide business. He believed their idea could spread across America through franchising. The brothers were interested, but they were careful. They wanted every new restaurant to follow the same standards they had created. Eventually, they agreed to work together. At first, it seemed like the perfect partnership. But they did not realize that they had completely different ideas about the future. As new restaurants began opening, the idea created by the brothers started spreading across America. For the first time, a restaurant could provide the same quality and speed in different locations. The system worked, but behind the success, a disagreement was slowly growing. The brothers and Ray Kroc had completely different visions for the future of the company. The brothers believed expansion needed to be careful. They wanted every new restaurant to protect the system they had spent years creating. For them, quality and consistency were more important than growing as quickly as possible. Ray Kroc saw the opportunity differently. He believed the idea was too powerful to remain small. He wanted more restaurants, more customers, and a company that could expand across the entire country. But as the company continued growing, their opinions became harder to combine. The brothers wanted control. Ray Kroc wanted speed. One side wanted to protect what they had created. The other wanted to transform it into something much larger. Eventually, the partnership reached a breaking point. In 1961, Ray Kroc bought the brothers' remaining interest in the company for $2.7 million. After taxes, each brother received about $1 million. The agreement officially transferred ownership of McDonald's to Ray Kroc. There has also been a long-standing story that the brothers were promised a percentage of future sales through a handshake agreement. However, that promise was never included in the official contract, and they never received those payments. The brothers walked away from the company they had spent years building. At that moment, they had no way of knowing how valuable McDonald's would eventually become. The company they sold for millions would later grow into one of the most recognizable brands in human history. After the sale, the brothers lived comfortable lives, but their connection to McDonald's was finished. They no longer owned a part of the company. They no longer received money from its future success. Meanwhile, McDonald's continued expanding at an unbelievable speed. Restaurants appeared across the United States, then around the world. A small roadside hamburger restaurant had become a global business empire, but many people still wonder about the original founders. Did they continue receiving money from McDonald's? Did their children inherit part of the company? Did their families benefit from the success of the brand they created? The answer is no. After selling their ownership, the brothers no longer held any share of McDonald's. Their families did not receive royalties or a percentage of the company's profits. Richard McDonald married but did not have children. Maurice McDonald also had no children. Because of this, there were no direct descendants who inherited ownership of the McDonald's empire. The brothers never became billionaires. They never controlled the company that grew from their idea. But their influence cannot be measured only by money. Their greatest achievement was the system they created. They changed the way restaurants operated, simplified menus, organized kitchens, specialized tasks, fast and consistent service. These ideas became the foundation of modern fast food. Even today, many businesses use principles that began in their small California restaurant. McDonald's became more than just a restaurant chain. It became a symbol of how one simple idea could transform an entire industry. Ray Kroc turned that idea into a worldwide empire. The brothers created the foundation that made it possible. And although their names are not displayed on the thousands of restaurants around the world, their invention continues to influence how people eat every single day. Because sometimes the people who create history are not always the ones who become the most famous. Sometimes the biggest changes begin with ordinary people who notice a problem and imagine a completely different solution. Their restaurant was small, their idea was not. And that is the forgotten story behind McDonald's.